Hello everybody, my name is Bloodbath169 and welcome to the Forgotten City. This is a game I saw in the Game Pass that looked pretty interesting. It involves time travel of some kind. So we're going to go ahead and jump into this. Let's see, press any button, that's fine. Syncing, that's also fine. I did a little play test to make sure it would run okay. A little, just enough into it to see what was up. But there's a couple of things we got to do first, and that would be settings, and we basically need to get in here, audio, and turn off music, because I'm tired of getting, unfortunately I'm pretty tired of getting docs for that, so there's that. Yes. Thank you. Let's see. Please help us avoid spoilers. As you'll discover, this game is full of intrigue and plot twists. Please give your audience a spoiler warning before you sharing content from beyond the white hallway so that interested players can fully enjoy the experience for themselves if they wish to. So guys, you're fully warned. This game has other endings. I'm sure it has plenty of endings, but sounds like anyway. So you are warned. This will have spoilers. You guys feel free to play it. It's available on Xbox Game Pass. But let's jump into here. Excuse me. Got the flu, so I'm hacking up a lung. Message from the developers. This game was developed by a core team of 3 people over 4 years. Your support allows us okay. Mystery adventure with multiple endings. Rewards thoughtful conversation and exploration, not brute force. Fate of the city is in your hands. No pressure. Present day. Okay. There's the moon. Where are we at? Old lady here. Older boat.
Hey! You're alive! When I dragged you out of the river, I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets for ID, a phone, maybe. I hope you don't mind. But all I found was some loose change. So, wanna tell me who you are?
Well, let's see. What are my options? Oh, male or female? Okay, well, pretty sure I'm male. Pretty tan, but I'm not brown. I'm not black like that, so pretty tan. Let's see. Let's go with the good old Derek. Save my choices. Really? Okay. Alright, fine. Let's go. No. What would be a good name? Can't use Derek. So, because that was the name, I didn't realize that when I did the playtest that it was going to permanently lock that out, so that's nice. Guess we'll just go with Anthony. That works. Really? Really? Damn. Alright. Tony?
Well, It's nice to meet you. And I'm sorry to pry, but any idea why you were floating down the river? What's the last thing you remember?
Oh, okay. Searching for ancient ruins. Archaeologist. Years of studying history give you occasional insights into the ancient world. I was on a covert mission. Soldier. You have a military-issued firearm, but only 10 rounds. You'll have to use them judiciously since there's no way to get more. I was on a run from the law. Fugitive. Your time on the run from authorities has made you quick on your feet. You're 25% faster when sprinting. Or I barely remember anything. Amnesiac. Your recent head trauma has increased your pain threshold, making you 50% harder to take down. I think archaeologist. There's more to give for that.
Oh! You're an archaeologist? Then you'll definitely want to hear this. I don't know if it's exactly what you're looking for, but there are some ruins just behind you. Roman, I think. I need you to go in there and see if you can find a guy named Al for me. He went in there a few hours ago, and he hasn't come out. I've been freaking out, wondering if he's trapped or injured or worse. I would have gone in after him, but he made me promise to stay here, no matter what. There's no way I'm leaving without him, so I'm just kind of stuck here, waiting. What I mean is, I was hoping you wouldn't mind going in there to find him?
I suppose not.
If you can do that, I can get both of you back to civilization in my boat. Please?
Mind if I ask some questions first?
Oh, of course. Sorry, I don't mean to be pushy. What do you want to know?
What's your story?
Oh, there's not much to tell. Feels like I've spent my whole life in a dead-end job with an endless commute. Know what I mean?
You're not even going to tell me your name?
Oh, I'd rather not say if it's all the same to you.
I'd really like to know, especially if I'm going to be helping you.
All right, fine. Sorry if I sounded cagey, it's just that I don't always get the best reactions when I introduce myself. My name's Karen.
Oh. Let's see. Well, thank you for saving my life, Karen. That's polite. Why didn't you want to tell me your name? Or all those Karen memes must have really ruined that name, huh? Karen. Nothing wrong with that name, but your reaction's a little interesting. Why didn't you want to tell me your name?
Look, if you really want to know all the tragic details, perhaps I can fill you in after you find Al?
Okay, sure. Who is Al?
He's the guy who washed up on the riverbank not long before you did. I thought maybe you two knew each other. I guess not. But maybe the two of you can piece together what you're doing here. In any case, you'll like him, I'm sure. Once you find him, that is.
Where are we?
You really don't remember? We're in Italy. This river is the Tiber.
Ah, okay. What can you tell me about the ruins?
Not much, really. But imagine what you might find in there. Priceless ancient artifacts. Al.
Kind of seeming dismissive. Have you tried calling for help?
What am I, an idiot? You could hike a long, long way in any direction and never find another soul. Trust me.
That's not what I meant. I meant like with a phone. Pissy much? That's all the questions I had, I guess.
Great. So you're ready to go look for Al?
Alright, I'm in.
Thank you. The entrance is just past those columns behind you. Please, hurry. Oh, and he left this here. But I think you'll need it more than I will.
Okay, what's that? Flashlight, a heavy-duty, battery-operated flashlight. Drag to examine, that's fine. Use that as a billy club. Push comes to shove. Okay. Just got something there. Excuse me. Rowboat. An old wooden rowboat. Karen must have used it to rescue me from the river. Sleeping bag. I was asleep on this not long ago. It smells of campfire smoke and sweat. Yeah, there are some ancient ruins back here. What's up with the trees, though? I can't really see much of anything. Don't know how many evergreens Italy really has. Okay, there's zoom. Aha, there's the flashlight. Quid pro quo. I don't see much of anything. Search for clues about Al's whereabouts. Lit torch. A rusted metal torch which must have been lit by Al. I'm going the right way. Okay. there's a reason I need to be sprinting. Another lit torch. Interesting place. A cave. Well, I say a cave, more like a say-no. It's mostly open to the outside, looks like. What's this? Oh, backpack. Backpack full of worn hiking clothes and empty food packets. Nothing valuable here, but still, seems strange that Al left it behind. That's a nice backpack. That's nothing of value. The backpack's worth something.
If you're reading this, it means I've discovered the entrance to an ancient Roman city hidden deep underground. Its existence is long forgotten. All knowledge of it lost, except in the Latin inscription here. It reads,
What?
"You who wish to enter the city,
Ooh.
step forth and be judged. The virtuous shall be rewarded with eternal life in paradise.
Okay.
The wicked shall find themselves showered in gold, but in vain, for this shall be their final resting place." Could an underground city have remained a secret for all this time? Could people have survived down there, against the odds? It seems there's only one way to find out.
That right there makes me suspicious.
If I'm not back in an hour, I'm somewhere on the other side. Consider this an invitation, or a warning.
Yeah, I don't trust
Al
that,
Worth.
dude. Well, there's a note from Al, okay. Nothing to do with that. What's that? Okay, that's this thing he was talking about. Golden carafe, fixed permanently in place. A statue, ancient Roman statue of an unknown man in an inscrutable pose. One hand seems to welcome and the other warns. Okay. Can I not leave? What's over here? An oil lamp. Doesn't look like anything of really any use. I am suspicious as all get out. Can I, like, get out of here? Alright, fine. Whoa! Trapdoor. I think I can swim. Good thing this works underwater. Mosaic down there. I can't make out what it is, though. Okay, find an entrance to the secret city. Looks like an ancient Roman bath. Follow Al's trail. Oh, graffiti. Archaeologist insight. Always remember they're watching. Okay, who's they? Bunch of... I hear something moving. Did you? They're turning and watching me. No? Okay. I saw that. God, that's creepy. Oh, that's creepy. Okay. A lot of them. Oop. Who am I? I am the Derek. And I am also the Confused. A whole bunch of statues. All solid gold? Maybe? Mosaic. An ancient Roman mosaic depicting a godlike figure turning a man into gold. Well, that's prescient. A young Roman woman in a pose of lamentation. Okay. What are you doing up here? Oh, that's freaky. Don't do that. Okay. That's a gladiator. Whose ring are you running from? Mid-stride, a Roman gladiator. What could have made a gladiator flee? Good question. You guys are watching me. So they're watching refers to the statues, I take it. Loading screen. Delightful. Anytime. There it goes. Ooh. There's a lot of these statues. Is somebody... They're watching... Are these people that have just been frozen into gold? Like turned to gold by one of the Roman gods or something? It's all ruined. This would have been a forum, maybe. Probably. Oh, there's a guy here. A Roman military commander attempting to scramble away from something. Huh. Roman military commander who is scared. That's not a joke. Who's this? Roman legionary in a state of terror. What the heck happened here? You couldn't have molded a statue like this with Roman technology, so something's, in the way they're just positioned, something's wrong with this. Something's very seriously wrong. Oof, that's up here a ways. Big old cavern. What's that over there? Something shimmering over there.
Why are you here?
I'm looking for Al Worth. Why? A young Roman woman who appears to be praying for help that never came. I don't know about her being Roman. There's something in there that's pretty uniquely not Roman. I'll give you a hint, it relates to skin color for once. What? Oh. Oh. Hanging golden statue. That's a dude in modern clothes. What happened? Golden statue of an old man wearing modern clothing. This must be Al, but how is that possible? Huh.
To whoever reads this, I'm sorry you had to find me like this. And worse, she'll suffer the same fate I did. I've spent a lifetime in this place, going around and around in circles, searching for a way out. The inscription was right. There is no way back. In here, there are only two options: death, or that godforsaken doorway into the past. I made the mistake of stepping through it. I wanted to set things right.
Find the doorway
I
to the
tried.
past.
I really tried. Whatever I did, it took me right back to the beginning.
Time loop?
Don't make the same mistake. Better to end it all now and find out what awaits you beyond that portal.
A young Roman woman in a state of panic. Why do I feel like I'm about to see some of these people and they're not so golden for me? Cistern. This way? Okay. Don't know who's whispering to me. Interesting, all these... Oh. Oh. Doorway into the past, huh? Yeah, pretty close. Who's this? Roman man on his knees as if begging the gods for mercy. guy. But can I? That's funny. Alright. Skeleton. Remains of a human, whoever it was, died a long, long time ago. Just exploded right here. Oh, here we go. Okay, so where are we going? Weapons. Apparently I get weapons at some point. Well, I can't complain about that. Actually, I could, but it'd be pretty stupid of me to complain about. Why to check quest journal and inventory. Photo mode. Whoa. Step through the doorway into the past. Well, this is the same temple we were just in. A relief for depicting a great circular portal and two women. I wonder who they could be. Well, one's hooded. Is this the bald guy we just saw? Ruins even now. Hi?
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius. Mind telling me who you are and what you were doing in the Shrine of Proserpina?
The Shrine of Proserpina?
Yeah, you know, agricultural goddess of springtime? You're not from around here, are you? Oh, I see what you did there. Changing the subject like that. Nice try. But I'll ask again. Who are you? And what were you doing in the shrine?
Are you speaking English?
What? I'm speaking Latin. You are too, although your accent's a little strange. And you've just done it again. You're a sly one, aren't you? One more time. Who are you and what were you doing in that shrine?
I'm Tony, and I've just come from the future.
No idea what you're talking about. Oh, wait. Are you a bit, not right in the head? That's alright, friend. Everyone's welcome here.
Well, that's gentle. Seriously, what's today's date?
We sort of lose track of the date down here, but it feels like the beginning of spring to me, so I'd say early March?
What year?
It's 817 AUC. Sorry, you look confused. 817 years since the founding of Rome. Which part of the empire are you from, exactly?
So it's 65 CE?
CE? No idea what you're talking about. But listen, most folks seem a bit confused when they get here, but you seem very lost, and in more ways than one. So let me make this nice and simple for you.
Okay.
Live by our law here, and we'll all get along just fine.
Your laws?
Not laws, law. There's just one, the golden rule, and the punishment for breaking it's kind of horrific. But our magistrate insists we take all newcomers to see him, so I guess I'll let him fill you in. So then, you coming?
No thanks, I'll make my own way.
Look, you seem like you might need a little extra help, and I'd feel a lot more comfortable if I showed you the way.
Don't worry about me, I know what I'm doing, I guess.
Alright, friend, suit yourself. Just don't do anything too reckless till you've spoken with Magistrate Sentius in his villa down there. See you around.
It's fine, bud. Okay. What's over here? Visit him in his villa. Okay. Oh, there's statues here too. That looks like a
The 49 melodies fetch again with incessant labor the water they have lost.
Hey, lady. How are you?
Just as the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world, so this place accepts all the souls. But it does not notice the crowds that come.
What's your story?
The bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone. Some crowd the forum, some the house of the ruler of the depths. Others follow their trades, imitating their previous lives.
Okay. I'm sorry, I have no idea what that means.
They never do.
Do you know a way out of here?
There is only a downward path, gloomy with fatal yew trees. It leads through dumb silence to the infernal regions.
Do you need help?
Help me? You cannot help me. I have seen things. A pattern, a terrible pattern. It is better for you if you remain ignorant. Pandora's box must stay closed. I'll say no more.
Okay. Pandora's box, figure out why Livia is acting strangely. What do you think about the golden rule?
The bloodless shadows. This is their punishment.
Right. I'll be going. Oh, be going
The
now.
newly arrived are ignorant of the road before them.
She's not crazy. She's perfectly lucid. She's apparently seen something or realized something that traumatized her. So we'll have to keep an eye out for Livia there. Okay, what else do we have? We have. Hi. Can I move you at all? Oh, I see something in there. Okay, so how do I... Can I not get past you? And... Oof. I wonder if there's another way in there. I'll have to come back to that. Alright, left or right? We'll go right, I guess. Ooh. Don't steal anything, don't hurt anyone, don't. Whoever wrote this didn't get a chance to finish, evidently. Well, that's ominous. Okay. Well, for the most part, this kind of looks like it should be. It looks like a Roman town. Anything down here? Well, this woman was getting water and was scared of something. She's watching me, too. Oop. Looks like there's a statue down there. It's over here. All these statues are like cowering. Why am I here? Ooh, goat. Pretty goat. Okay, you got goat, geese, cabbage, leeks and herbs and wheat. Oh, and here's Galerius. She's our farmer.
Ah, it's you again. Hope you're settling in, friend. Now, what's on your mind?
What's your story?
Well, it's a long one and kind of sad, but I don't mind telling it.
I have time.
I'm a farmer, always happy. I grew up in a small village in Britannia, Camulodunum, with my parents and two little sisters. Lovely part of the world. One day, when I was about 20, my father and I were in the top paddock, loading our cart, when some Roman legionaries came along, demanding produce for their men. My father told me to run into the house for his axe, and so I did. I sprinted so fast I almost threw up. But by the time I got back, he was bleeding out on the ground, and our cart was empty. That was my first encounter with the legions.
Yeesh.
My mother died of a broken heart soon after, and things went downhill from there. I took over the farmstead, but I was young. It was a struggle. More raiding started before too long. We'd come outside in the morning to find animals missing, our stores pillaged. These Legion thugs just took whatever they wanted. One night, when my sisters and I had nothing left to steal, there was a knock at the door. I knew who they were, and what they wanted. I got my father's old axe, pulled the door open real quick, and before that soldier knew it, split his face right down the middle. But there were more of them. I never saw how many, because the next thing I knew, I was waking up with a mouth full of dirt and lungs full of smoke. My home was reduced to ash. My sisters, dead. And they left me alive
Damn.
to see what they'd done. It still burns whenever I think about it.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, well, I wasn't the only one this happened to. It wasn't long before Boudica led thousands of Britons in a rebellion against the Romans. Unfortunately, there were just too many of them. And those of us who survived, they enslaved. So, then I found myself being transported all the way to Rome to be sold to the highest bidder. I spent a few years working for my new master, learning the Romans' ways, Romanized my name and everything. Tried to escape a couple of times, but they always found me, and I'd just end up right back where I was. I'd probably still be there too, if it wasn't for the stampedes breaking out. You see, about 7 months ago, an enormous fire broke out in Rome.
Okay.
Everybody was running down toward the river, screaming and shouting. I'd never seen anything like it. Human beings acting like cattle.
Yep.
I got swept up with them somehow, and the rest is a blur. The next thing I knew, some stranger was dragging me out of a river. Stumbled across this place and started my life over again.
Well, I'm glad things worked out in the end.
That's what I thought too, for a while. But it seems the gods aren't done tormenting me yet. See, I finally had my own farm again, safe from the grasping hands of the Romans. Or so I thought. Until Sentius the Decurion demanded I hand over all my produce. It's for the good of us all, he says. Only he takes the best bits for himself, of course.
Of course.
He even told me if I refuse his demands, I'll break the golden rule. I'm not sure I believe him, but then, what if he's right? So, it turns out our dear old magistrate is no better than the Legion thugs who took everything from me. I'm right back where I began. But don't you worry, Nemesis is waiting, and he'll get his, one day. He'll get his. Forget I said that last part, will you? I get carried away sometimes.
I cannot. I don't doubt for a second that you have some anger, my dude.
Thanks, friend. I knew I liked you. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling. Was there something else you wanted to talk about?
Sure. Do you know a way out of here?
Well, as much as I'd love to get out of here, the harvest's always more fruitful in another man's field, isn't it? But Scintilla, Sentius's daughter, went missing a few weeks back. Could be she found a way out. If anyone knows for sure, it'll be her sister, Sentia. But she'd never tell the likes of me.
What do you think about the Golden Rule?
Oh, I don't give it much thought these days. I mean, everybody here's got their own view about what we need to do to survive. But I say, let's spend less time arguing about what it means to be good and just get on with it, you know?
I hear you. I'll be going.
Well, it's a lot.
Never mind then.
All right.
Not bad.
All right. See you around.
Okay, so the Great Fire in Rome probably refers to the Great Fire under Nero. If he was alive during the time of Boudica, then yeah, that would place it around Nero's reign. Nero was an insufferably pompous ass. Talking about an arrogant man who thought he was in charge of everything. What? Yeah, I can hear you. My name is Derek. Or Tony now, I guess. Derek! Oh. Legionary.
Greetings, citizen.
Hi.
My name's Horatius. Magistrate Sentius asked me to escort you to him personally. Follow me, please.
Alright, Lead. What's this about?
I expect the magistrate wants to brief you about the Golden Rule. It shouldn't take too long. He's busy preparing for the election later today.
Alright, lead the way.
Follow me. The only thing you really need to understand right now is the Golden Rule.
Okay.
Let me see if I can explain it this way. When I was serving in the Legion, if there was a mutiny brewing in one cohort, the legate in charge wouldn't waste time finding the bad apples among hundreds. They just divided us into groups of 10, made us draw straws, and whoever drew the short straw had to be executed by the other 9.
Yep.
No matter whether he'd done anything wrong. One of us in 10 would die for the crimes of the collective. We call it decimation. If that seems like rough justice to you, you're in for a rude shock. Because the Golden Rule is exactly 10 times worse.
Ouch.
The magistrate can explain the rest. He's up these stairs.
Okay. Thanks, Horatius. I only know his name because it's on the subtitles. Let's see. Anything over here I care about? A note from Scintilla. Let's see. Summary. Scintilla expresses gratitude to Sentius for adopting her. May Jupiter, Optimus, Maximus continue to protect and guide you. Thank you for making me your daughter and for the lovely birthday pendant. I promise I will wear it always. I feel so safe and fortunate to have you as my father and Cynthia as my sister. I sense you've been feeling apprehensive about the election next month, but if you can just show them the strong, dependable man I know you to be, you will be reelected, I'm sure of it. Okay. There's this bed, presumably. Pretty normal for a villa. Roman villa. Sentius's chest. Has owned money in it. Lararium. Small household shrine where ancient Romans offered daily prayers for protection. Okay. Guessing this is our intended target. Yeah, that's Magistrate Sentius.
We're finally alone. I assume you already know who I am. May I know your name?
I'm Tony.
A curious name to match a curious accent. But I digress. I see you have the piercing and astute eyes of a man of great learning. We're always happy to welcome another scholar to our little community. Equitia will be delighted to meet you, I'm sure. Now, you're probably wondering why I summoned you, and I'll get to that. But first, take a look at this wondrous place, would you? A secret city built deep in the mountains many hundreds of years ago.
Kind of like Cappadocia. It's beautiful.
Indeed. More importantly, consider the miraculous community we've built here over the last 7 months. 22 complete strangers brought together by the fates, living and working together in our own little paradise. And in all that time, not a single sin has been committed. No fights, no theft, nothing. Have you ever witnessed something so extraordinary as a city without sin?
Can't say I have.
Nor could I until I came here. But the reason for this miracle is as simple as it is terrifying. If even one person commits a sin here, every last one of us will die. You see, the builders of this place, whoever they were, left inscriptions warning, "The many shall suffer for the sins of the one." From what we can gather, breaking the law here will anger the gods and provoke a terrible punishment. Like the curses of Medusa and Midas combined, turning us all to gold. We've come to call it the Golden Rule.
I see.
It's extraordinary that we've survived as long as we have, and each day I grow more and more afraid that our time in the sun is almost up.
Okay.
And now it seems that day is finally here. All that matters is that somebody in this city is about to break the Golden Rule. Why else would Proserpina send you now? Unless you and I can stop them, our doom is assured. I know that's a lot to take in, and you look like you have questions. Please, ask away.
What counts as a sin here?
An intelligent question. There was a good deal of debate about that in our first weeks here. Does it refer to crimes, or to some other ill-defined wrong? Of course, everyone agrees on the basics. No theft, no assault, and certainly no murder.
Ah,
But
shame.
beyond that, it was more difficult to reach a consensus. What about lying, insulting someone, blasphemy, trespass, trying to escape, bribery, infidelity, suicide? As magistrate, I had to exercise leadership, and so I made a decision. We must uphold the laws of the Empire to a standard never before seen. And we must honor the peace of the gods, the sacred accord between the gods and the people of Rome. It is only by offering the gods the proper respect that we may prosper, as Rome has for centuries.
I'm not sure if that's a good idea. What is legal isn't always moral, and many of your laws and customs are considered barbaric where I'm from.
Barbaric? Barbaric? What are you talking about? The Empire is the most civilizing force in the known world. Rome is a beacon of light in the darkness. For 800 years she has borne great statesmen, philosophers, poets, artists, and engineers. We have comprehensive laws protecting the rights of our citizens, which have unified countless warring tribes all across the Mediterranean and beyond, from Gallia to Judea. All our citizens are treated the same, regardless of the color of their skin or their sexual preference. Can you say the same? When our people are starving,
yes.
they are given food rations, and when they are wronged, they have the right to bring the guilty party before the magistrate. Our laws forbid treason, murder, assault, and rape, as well as theft and arson, and so on. No other civilization in the world is so advanced, and you have the hubris to call us barbaric?
Don't your laws allow slave ownership?
Of course. What else would we do with those prisoners of war who would otherwise have been executed? And besides, there are laws for their protection as well.
Yes, but that doesn't mean those laws are enforced, and that doesn't mean that slaves can't be treated horribly regardless. Don't your people watch blood sports for entertainment?
On occasion. But our gladiators are almost all volunteers seeking glory, or condemned prisoners who would have been executed anyway. I do not see the harm.
That is true. Most people think that gladiators were just sacrificed willy-nilly. In reality, gladiators are more like modern-day sports, star athletes. People would bet and invest huge amounts of money into them. Don't women have fewer rights than men?
Of course, but with fewer rights come fewer responsibilities, and the right to be protected by their fathers and husbands.
Yeah, but as far as the rules of chivalry goes, that's already a given. Can't say I'd react very nicely to a man or a woman who harmed my child. Don't you persecute Christians?
You mean the blasphemous cult responsible for burning down half of Rome last year? It's hard to blame the people for being angry about that.
Well, yes, but that doesn't mean you need to persecute them. Hold the people responsible, who are responsible, and then leave the rest of them alone. Don't you practice collective punishment?
Are you talking about our practice of decimation? Of course. We could hardly unite all these warring tribes without a disciplined, formidable legion.
From where I'm from, we consider those things to be abhorrent.
Well, right now, you're a long, long way from home.
True.
I have made my pronouncement on the subject. Unfortunately, there are still those here who resist, whispering blasphemous and treasonous lies in the shadows. I would be keeping a close eye on them if I were you.
What did you mean when you said Proserpina sent me?
You see, in my search for a way to save my people, I learned of an ancient ritual to Proserpina, the goddess of the cycle of life and renewal. It's said to open a doorway in time, so that if the unthinkable happens, one person can pass through it and travel back to the past. And when I saw you arrive in a flash of light from the goddess's shrine, I knew that person was you. You don't belong in our time, do you?
You're right, I'm from 2,000 years in the future.
2,000 years? That is unfathomable. Please tell me, in your time, what did you see? What had become of us? Of this city?
You'd all been turned into golden statues.
I have imagined it, our downfall, 1,000 times. But it still breaks my heart to hear the truth of it.
Something's not right with his reactions. How does the ritual work?
All I can tell you is that it's a ritual sacrifice to Proserpina. I stumbled across instructions. I have to recite a prayer, and of course, as with all rituals, some sacrifice is involved. Usually that means wine or food, or in some cases a live animal. In this case, the sacrifice is rather more costly. The life of the person performing the ritual. I don't suppose you saw any sign of me in the future?
I did see human remains in the temple.
I assume that was me. If I'm forced to perform the ritual, it's going to cost me everything. You'll try to make sure I don't need to use it, won't you?
I'll do my best.
Well, I suppose that's all I can ask for.
Why can't you investigate?
Well, I believe you're in the best position to go around asking people questions. You're new here, and it'll seem perfectly normal. As for me, well, it pains me to say my attempts to impose order have not earned me many friends. I fear I may not even remain magistrate after today's election. The people here would only treat my curiosity with suspicion. You shouldn't have that problem, though, unless, of course, you get off on the wrong foot.
Fair enough. Do you have any suspects?
Do you ever stare at a problem for so long that you can't see it for what it is anymore?
Yeah.
What's needed here is a fresh pair of eyes. The less I prejudice the independence of your investigation, the better.
Yeah. But then again, how would I know that you're not the person responsible?
Me? Why would you suspect me? I just told you. I'm about to sacrifice my own life to ensure these people have a second chance. What reason could you possibly have to suspect me, of all people?
Fair point.
I'm glad you think so. Without trust, without each other, we won't be able to prevent what is about to happen.
Come on, tell me what you really think.
Well, all right. There are those who wish to vote me out of office so that they can pursue their own misguided political agenda.
Okay.
Frankly, their selfishness and recklessness risk destabilizing the entire city. I would be looking very carefully at them if I were you.
Okay, fair enough. If I do this, will you help me get back to my own time?
If I understand Proserpina's ritual correctly, that problem should take care of itself. Let me see if I can explain. If you manage to prevent the sin that breaks the golden rule, I won't need to bring you here. I won't create the portal, and you will never have been able to come here. Thus, you have created a paradox. If this occurs, you should be flung back to your own time, having changed the past for all of us. Make sense?
I guess. I think so. Okay, that's all the questions I had.
Ah, good. So, are you with me? Can I count on you to figure out who's about to break the golden rule?
Alright, I'm in.
Wonderful. Now, I need you to investigate the city, talk to everyone, help them if it'll win their trust. I authorize you to enter private homes and inspect possessions and documents, unless, of course, you're asked to leave. Figure out who the culprit is, and as soon as you have a name, come back and tell me immediately.
Okay, I'll get started.
Oh, and one last thing. If I were you, I'd start my investigation by visiting Lucretia at the Shrine of Apollo in the Forum. I heard wailing from there not long ago. Seems like something's not right.
I'll get right on it. Okay, well, we already looked around up here. We'll come back here. That sounds like it's pretty urgent, so let's run over there. There's the... Run past these two. We'll come back to everybody else. What's all this? Why is the room empty?
What are you doing in here? Can't you see this woman is dying? She's been poisoned. She needs the resin of a plant called Silphium, but that Culus cumbulatus decius won't give it to me.
I'm sorry, I wish I could help. She's gone, isn't she?
It's too late. She just slipped away.
What happened?
She was poisoned. She came in here frothing at the mouth. Normally I'd treat her with resin of Silphium, a rare plant which is perfect for this sort of thing. And I knew Decius had some at his market stall, right around the corner. So I ran over there, but he just looks at me with this evil smile and says, "That'll be 1,000 denarii." There was no way I could afford that, and he knew it. Then that toad shrugs and says, "Supply and demand. I guess you don't value your friend's life that highly."
Correct.
Anywhere else, I'd just pay a thug to steal it from his stall. But there's no way I can do that down here with the golden rule. So all I could do is come back here and just watch her die. I kept on apologizing. And now I'll never know who poisoned her, or how they managed to do it without breaking the golden rule, or why she cursed that snake's cruel black eyes with her dying breath.
There's something I can do to help?
Well, unless you have the power to bring someone back from the dead, there's really just one thing you can do. Get me that Silphium resin. I'm going to have another patient in here soon. Could be in the next day or in the next hour. And I will not allow this to happen again.
Fair
I
enough.
don't care how you get it, but you have to make it happen. Because if I lose another patient this way, I swear to the gods below, not even the golden rule will stop me from marching up to that Genetricum Fututo and scratching his eyes out.
Alright. I'll get right on it.
Well, come back if you get sick or injured. Day or night, I'll do what I can.
Okay. Oh, now it filled in. What's this? Old chest, which is locked. We got medical tools, a collection of barbaric-looking medical implements, including forceps and shears. A wooden rack containing various dried and ground substances. A statue of Apollo with a ding-dong.
May Apollo keep you safe.
Stranger, she has no items on her. Okay. Can I talk to you at all, Lucretia?
Feeling all right?
Yeah. What's your story?
I'm Lucretia, and I'm going to be straight with you. I'm not a physician. This is Nevia's clinic. I've just been filling in ever since she disappeared. I'm tired and out of my depth and miserable all the time. But I'd rather take this on myself than let one of you lot mess it up.
How'd you end up here?
My husband and I moved to Rome from Caesarea. He embraced the Roman way more than I would have liked and turned into an awful philanderer. I would have divorced him and demanded the return of my dowry, but I knew he would sooner have me killed than give me my right. So I waited for the right time to take what was mine and disappear. And then the fights came. As he prepared to evacuate our villa, I gathered our most precious belongings, coins and gemstones, and the moment his back was turned, I ran. I could barely see for the smoke,
What accent is
and
that?
the streets were full of people trampling each other. I ran for the river, like everyone else, and leapt in.
Another
The
fire.
next thing I remember, I was waking up on a riverbank, not far from here.
Okay, so she's the second one who has that similar story. Fires in Rome, ran to the river, woke up here.
It's all right. Say what you will about this place. At least my fornicating husband will never find me. And while there's no shortage of snakes here, at least with the golden rule, they have to try to be discreet about it.
That's true. Why are you working out of a shrine?
Oh, this shrine was in use as a clinic long before any of us arrived here. Kind of strange to set up a clinic in the temple of the god of disease. But the god who inflicts a curse is also the only god who can undo it. So I suppose praying to Apollo for healing kind of makes sense.
Sure. Tell me more about Navia.
Well, she used to run the clinic. She was a midwife, not a physician, but she was the closest thing we had down here. And she was good too, until she suddenly lost all interest in us. One day she told me she'd made some profound discovery about the golden statues. This changes everything, she kept saying, but I had no idea what she was talking about. The last time I saw her, the last time any of us saw her, she was muttering to the statues, like she could talk to them. And then she shut herself in the palace, barred the door from the inside, and nobody's seen her since. She's been gone so long now, we figure she's either dead or up to something so strange that she doesn't want anyone else to know about it. But I really wish I could reach her, because that's the only hope I have of solving a troubling problem, a real thorn in the paw situation.
Okay.
One of my patients is suffering from terrible rheumatism. His joints are inflamed and he's in constant pain.
Go on.
He's become so irritable that the smallest things set him off, and I worry he'll end up losing his temper and lashing out. And you know what that means. I
Yeah.
just know Navia will know how to treat him, assuming she's still alive. But nobody seems to know how to get into the palace.
I'll see what I can do.
Thanks, I suppose.
Do you know a way out of here?
I wish. Some people here need proper medical care, not the half-baked, hanging by a thread excuse for treatment I'm giving them. Just don't get sick or injured here. I'll do my best to treat you, but I'm out of my depth and dangerously short on everything you can imagine.
Yeah? What do you think about the Golden Rule?
A city without sin might sound good on paper, but whoever dreamt it up didn't think it through. Maybe it was an attempt to create some kind of utopia. But snakes like Decius will always find loopholes to exploit. And what can we do about it?
Not a damn
Absolutely
thing.
nothing. In some ways, we are worse off because we can't take the law into our own hands.
I'm not going to ask her about the statues whispering. Can we talk about Yulia?
Sure. What do you want to know?
Do you think she was poisoned or was it self-inflicted?
Do you really want to know? I mean, if somebody poisoned her, then surely they would have broken the golden rule, and so maybe it's best we don't discuss it.
Okay, so probably self-inflicted then. Do you know what poisoned her?
Hemlock, I believe.
Hemlock. Okay. Is there any reason why she might have wanted to die?
I haven't seen her in months. She's not allowed to leave Malleolas's villa, and they are quite secretive.
Okay. Villa.
Gladly.
I'll be going.
I'm
Oops,
Lucretia, and
starting with something else.
gladly. Well, come back if you get sick.
There's a statue in here too. I hear that statue watching me too.
May Apollo keep you safe.
Thank you, Lucretia. wonder if there's a key to that. Presumably there is. Hell if I know where. Alright. Well, if she's dead, not a whole lot else we can do. So let's run back over here to the villa. Cynthius.
Ave.
What's all this in here? Scintilla, this is his daughter. He didn't say anything about his daughter missing, which is interesting. Let's see, a brass jar containing some sort of powder for makeup. Brass mirror. Brass has been polished into a rudimentary mirror, which has been used for applying makeup. Alright. Ink jar. Ink appears to be made from soot and water, which is what first initial inks are made of. A note from Scintilla. She's decided to escape. Scintilla to Cynthius and Cynthia. May Clementia give you the strength to forgive me. I am sorry to leave you this way, but I have found a way to escape, and I must take it. I hope we meet again someday. I can take that without it being theft, so let's take that. What is this? Whose room is this? Cynthia. Money, you don't want to steal it. Cynthia's journal. Let's see. Dear Diary, today my father suggested I write a diary as a way of keeping myself occupied while we all deal with the sudden and devastating disappearance of my sister. As a dutiful daughter, of course I shall oblige. The following pages contain my innermost secrets. I know you're reading this, Father. I may be young, but do not think me stupid. We're all entitled to our secrets. Cynthia. Okay, so it doesn't sound like she's too crazy about her dad. A small vial containing a rudimentary perfume made from flowers and oil. A bust of Ares, the Greek god of war, known to the Romans as Mars. They also made him not a coward.
On your best behavior, I trust?
No, I'm always misbehaving, my dude. Shovel, Roman fire shovel made of bronze, smells like ash. Okay, the stove. No doubt unpleasant cooking with such poor ventilation, but Romans would probably regard that as their servant's problem. Dried herbs, a produce bowl. These carrots are purple as they were before modern orange currants were cultivated. That's true. Not mushrooms. Yeah, those are mushrooms.
Fear is proof of a degenerate mind.
What's that you say, Horatius?
What now?
What's your story?
I'm a legionary of the First Italica, but there's not a lot of fighting down here. So the magistrate has assigned me other duties.
Okay.
I act as the magistrate's right-hand man, keeping an eye on his daughter, I should say, and the others, and making sure they're all behaving. I also keep a register of new arrivals.
Fair enough. How'd you end up here?
I'm from Liguria, up north originally. I was doing all right for myself. 12 years into my service. Had a nice girl lined up for when it was all over. Not anymore. She's probably figured I'm long gone and moved on by now. I try not to think about it. My commander sent me to deliver a message to
Fair
her.
enough.
While I was there, I thought I'd do something nice for the girl and pick up a little pendant from a silversmith. That's when the crowd started flooding through the streets, shouting fire. People were screaming, trampling each other. Then some Genetricum fugitive tried to take advantage of the chaos and pinch my pendant. I remember chasing him through the crowds, down towards the river, and then
The fire, down to
blacked
the
out
river,
and
nothing.
woke up near here.
Woke up
No
near the
idea
river.
how I ended up floating so far downriver. But I'm fortunate to be alive, I suppose.
Woke up next to the river again.
Ah, don't be. As Seneca the Younger said, difficulty strengthens the mind, as labour does the body. That said, Scintilla's disappearance has been more difficult than I'd care to admit.
What can you tell me about the magistrate?
He's one of the better commanders I've ever had, that's for sure. Good stoic. Lives by Seneca's words. Treat your inferior as you would wish your superior to treat you. Can't ask for much more than that.
Stoic philosophy had a lot of admirable things. If you guys don't know anything about the Stoic philosophies, you should look them up. They had, like all philosophy, or almost all philosophy, there's usually something beneficial, even if it's not all beneficial. You know a way out of here?
I went around asking the same questions when I first arrived. Never did find a way out. But I learned how to accept my situation. To bear trials with a calm mind robs misfortune of its strength and burden. That's from Seneca the Younger. if you're interested.
Sure. Can I see the citizen register?
I don't see why not. Just make sure I get it back by tomorrow.
No problem. Thanks, bud. Register of each person in the city in alphabetical order. Aurelia, Claudia, Decius, Domitius, Decius, Domitius, Dulius, Equidia, Fabia, Galerius, Georgius, Annibal, Horatius, Kabosh, Julia, Livia, Lucretia, Menelaus, Navia, Octavia, Rufius, Centia, Scintilla, Centius, Ulpius, huh. Debt bondsman to the... Oh. And Virgil. Okay. I'll take that. Thanks.
Of course.
What do you think about the Golden Rule?
Well, as I always say, it's kind of like a divine version of the practice of decimation in the Legion.
Yeah?
By threatening to execute 1 in 10 men, the idea is to ensure order and discipline among everyone. And it works. If you knew you could be executed because your brother-in-arms is planning a mutiny, well, you'd bloody well watch him like 100-eyed Argus, wouldn't you?
True.
Because your only chance of saving yourself is to stop bad things before they happen. Makes us all responsible for keeping each other in check. It's
Yeah.
brutal, of course, but effective. The Legion wouldn't be the most formidable force in the world without it.
Where I'm from, that would be considered collective punishment, which is a war crime.
A war crime. Isn't that a contradiction in terms?
True.
As Cicero said, in times of war the law falls silent.
That's true. I agree with you.
Good. Perhaps we'll make a legionary out of you yet.
Maybe not. Are you saying you're in favor of it?
What's done is done. I was forced to execute my brothers in arms, and those memories will always visit me in my sleep. But life is harsh, and I've come to accept my lot. As with the Golden Rule, I don't have any control over it, so railing against it would be like trying to stop the seasons or the tides.
True.
As Seneca the Younger wrote, true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future, not to amuse ourselves with either hopes or fears, but to rest satisfied with what we have, which is sufficient. For he that is so wants nothing.
Okay, talking about something else.
If you like,
Who are you going to vote for?
not that it's any of your business, but my loyalty is and always will be with Sentius. Unfortunately, I don't think my vote is going to make any difference today. See, Domitius has been going around town, shoring up votes for Malleolus with lies, bribery, and intimidation. The man's a savage, but he's a gladiator, so people fear and respect him more than they should. Sentius knows about it, of course, but he doesn't have the same rat cunning as Malleolus. This place will be different with that sleaze at the helm. But I try not to worry about things I can't change.
Can I help?
I appreciate the thought. But you're new here, and I just can't see how you could make an impact in the time between now and the election this afternoon. In any case, if you're interested in the election, go and have a chat with Equitia, the Vestal Priestess. She'll be overseeing proceedings.
Okay. Can we talk about Scintilla?
What business is that of yours?
I'm looking for her.
A lot of people have been looking for her. But it's been 3 weeks, and we've found nothing. What makes you think you can do better?
Sometimes fresh eyes help.
I suppose that's true.
Did you notice anything suspicious before she went missing?
Scintilla was always a kind, well-behaved young woman. I admit, her disappearance really caught me off guard. If anyone knows something, I'd expect it to be Sentia, Malleolus, Claudia, or Domitius. But none of them will tell me anything. You might fare better, though, I suppose.
Let's talk about something else.
Fine.
That's it.
All right. Please keep an eye out for anything that might lead us to Scintilla.
I think he feels like he personally failed the Scintilla whomever. That looks like Athena. produce bowl again. With some dried fish. Bread. Who's this?
Oh, I wish Horatius would stop letting barbarians in here. What do you want?
Arrogant much? What's your story?
I'm Sentia, eldest daughter of the magistrate. But you'd know that if you'd been invited in here and introduced properly. What are you doing in here? And why are you dressed like that?
I'm not from around here.
Really? I'd never have noticed, what with your flawless accent, appropriate attire, and impressive mastery of our customs.
I'm no stranger
Now,
to sarcasm.
remind me, why are we having this conversation?
Because pissing you off is fun. You know a way out of here?
Ugh, what is it with you people? You heard the rumor that my little sister escaped, and figure I must know a way out too. Is that it?
Nah.
Well, that's just a stupid rumor. We have no idea what happened to Scintilla. I wish you mouth breathers would just leave me alone.
Can I help?
I don't know. Can you? Can you tell me how a person could have disappeared from a city with no exits and no crime? Was she snatched away by the harpies?
When did you last see her?
It was 3 weeks ago. We ate our evening meal together, and I remember she seemed happy. In love.
Okay.
We went into our rooms, I went to sleep, and when I woke up, she was gone. That's it.
She was seeing someone?
I think so, yes. She was very careful about keeping his identity a secret, even from me.
Okay. Why is that?
Because our father had plans to marry her off, eventually, and even a rumor about her attachment to some mystery man might have ruined those plans.
Your father didn't mention any of this when I spoke to him. Any idea why?
That doesn't surprise me. To him, it was like a prize cow wandering off from its paddock.
Ouch.
He's upset, of course, but he says he's too busy with the election to help look for her, so he's letting Horatius do the heavy lifting. Some good that's done.
Is it possible her lover was involved?
I don't know, but it's been 3 weeks since she disappeared, and he hasn't come forward. That might speak to a guilty conscience.
True.
All I know is, whoever he is, he's still here in the city.
Either a guilty conscience or just supreme devastation. Cynthia, Scintilla, why are your names all so similar?
You really aren't from here, are you? All Roman women are named after their fathers. I think it's their way of branding us, like cattle to be sold at market. His family name is Sentius, so I'm Sentia because I'm the eldest, and my little sister is formerly Sentia Minor, but she's affectionately known as Scintilla.
You look surprisingly relaxed about your sister's disappearance.
I hope you're not insinuating I'm somehow pleased with her disappearance.
Nah, just an observation.
If you must know, I'm here because my father has forbidden me from leaving the villa. I couldn't bear to lose you too, he says, as if he loves me, and not because he needs at least one daughter he can trade off.
That's all the questions I had.
So you'll help me find her?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Oh, thank you. You should probably take a look through her room. It's the one just by the front door. Maybe you'll
I already
find
looked through that
something the
room.
rest of us missed.
I found a letter in her room which mentioned her plan to escape.
What? Really? I swear, I searched her room top to bottom and never saw that. I wonder how I could have missed it. Strange, but well done, I suppose. But it's odd. It was only a few months ago that Scintilla's friend Yulia let slip she was planning an escape of her own. And yet, Yulia's still here. You should go and
not
speak
really.
with her. Find out if she knows anything. She lives in the villa next door.
Can't ask Yulia about Scintilla's escape plan because she just died. Huh. A lot of these huntress-looking statues. These don't look scared. These look like lady on the hunt. Alright. What else do we got here? Oh, excuse me.
Ave.
Yeah, huh? there another path over here? Yeah, there was. These guys don't look scared. Those statues, that is. Aqueduct, I take it? Or a walkway at the minimum. Excuse me. Flu is not fun, guys. Alright, so this leads back up. Oh, this is the path we just followed. I will try to guide you, okay? That was a weird whisper. She was scared. 341 denarius. Come up here, I guess. Nothing there. Pretty dark up here, but I guess we are in the shadow of the cave. See, she's a he, whichever, is to be taking refuge there. Go up the ladder. So what happens when this day ends? I mean, there's an election today, you said, so presumably something would happen. What's this? Hey, so it's butterflies. Whoa. Whoa, okay. What button is jump? That button is jump, okay. So I can't... That's something, but I can't get over there. I'm gonna hold off on going up here. Well, no, let's go ahead and come up here and put that away. We got more statues on the side of the bridge here. Massive temple up here on the promontory. Excuse me. Loading, or saving. Okay. DCS is over there. Whoa.
Salve, friend. I'm Octavia.
Hi.
Welcome to life under the Golden Rule. It's a ghastly thing, is it not? How are you faring so far?
I'm fine, thanks.
Ah, another stoic, perhaps. We all need something to help us through times like these. We've all been where you are now. I remember when I first arrived.
Yeah?
I used to lay awake at night contemplating the big questions. Why am I here? Is there a way out? What is the Golden Rule, and who or what is responsible for it?
Good questions.
I still don't have any of the answers, I'm afraid. I don't think anybody does. But I'm happy to share with you what I've learned.
Fair enough. What's your story?
Here, in this place, the magistrate has me earning my keep by cleaning and pruning the gardens. It's not quite how I expected my life to go. I used to live in a lovely villa on the banks of the Tiber. I was even betrothed to a handsome young man from a prominent family. But long hours of menial labour for the good of the community has its own charms too, I suppose.
How did you end up here?
Oh, much the same way as many of the others. When the fires came to Rome, 7 months ago, my family and I fled for the Tiber, hoping to escape on a barge. We were among the fortunate ones with enough coins for passage, but unfortunately, there were a lot of desperate people, and they boarded before we could depart. A scuffle broke out, and I was pushed overboard. The last thing I remember was the water, rising up to hit my cheekbone. I woke up by the river, near that shrine, and stumbled across this place.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, that's all right. I'm sure it's all part of God's plan for me.
God? Don't you mean gods?
Oh, yes, of course. A slip of the tongue,
Must be a Christian. It's talking about something else.
if you like.
You know a way out of here?
I'm afraid not. Although, I did once hear someone gossiping down at Aurelia's tavern about a possible way out.
Okay.
I don't put a lot of stock in such rumours, but if you're desperate and wealthy, you could look into it, I suppose. If that doesn't work, then I suppose we're all stuck here until the gods decide our fate.
Yeah, thanks. I'll look into it.
I hope it works out.
What do you think about the Golden Rule?
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one. I think about those words a lot. I'd like to think that if we all love our neighbours as ourselves and do to them as we'd have them do to us, then we'll all be fine. But on the other hand, I was always taught the intent of man's heart is evil from his youth, and that all of us are born with a tendency towards sin. And that's where I get stuck. Is it true? Are we born with a tendency towards sin?
I don't think so. I think people are fundamentally good.
You don't think that's a little naive? I suppose you've never seen what I've seen. Innocent men and women, torn apart in arenas while thousands of Romans look on and cheer.
Fair point. Perhaps you're right.
If that's true, then sooner or later, things are going to end badly for all of us down here. Unless, of course, there's some kind of divine intervention.
Oh, there's going to be some intervention, all right.
I wish I shared your faith.
So you're a Christian?
Please keep that to yourself. I know you're not from around here, but things are very difficult for us right now. There was a terrible fire in Rome last year, and our emperor decided to make us his scapegoats. There were executions. It was horrible.
Your secret's safe with me.
Oh, thank you. You have no idea how much I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'll be going now.
All right, well, it was lovely to meet you. I look forward to getting to know you better over the coming months. And if you ever...
I can't believe this is how it ends.
Whoa.
Oh, no. No. No, 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 no. Ulpius, what are you doing? Get back from there. If you lose your balance, you'll fall.
That's the idea.
What?
Ooh.
Why? Why would you want that?
Why do you think I'm stuck for the rest of my life working for a man who treats me like an animal?
I know things are hard for you right now. They're hard for all of us. We're all in this together, Ulpius. Please just think this through. If you do this, it could be the sin that seals all of our fates. Is that what you want?
I'm sorry, but I just don't care anymore.
Please, Ulpius. Help him. If he goes through with it, it could be the end for us all. I don't know what to do. I've never had to deal with this sort of thing. Please, you need to talk to him.
Alright, I'll talk to him.
Thank you. And please, choose your words carefully.
Ulpius, can we talk, dude?
Let me guess. You're going to lecture me on how suicide is a crime against the Empire.
I was just going to ask you what's wrong.
I screwed up my life. That's what's wrong. I borrowed money, and when I couldn't pay it back, I wound up in debt bondage. I'll be stuck slaving away for that Culus Cumulatis Malleolus for the rest of my life. I'm out. Wherever you are, Scintilla, my love.
Whoa.
I'm sorry.
Ulpius, no!
Oh. Well, there goes him.
I can't believe he went through with it.
But it didn't break the golden rule.
Oh, Lord. That poor lamb.
His suicide didn't break the golden rule. What does that mean?
Well, I suppose it means suicide isn't a sin under the Golden Rule. So I guess that means whichever god is responsible for it. It isn't mine.
What happens now?
I'll have to let everyone know what happened. And I guess Malleolus will have to clean up the mess in his villa. It's of his own making, after all. And I'd best pray for poor Ulpius.
Whoa, what? Did she just tell me to jump? There's some graffiti up here. How can we pass this test if we don't know the rules? That's true. It's hard to pass a test you don't know the rules to. Okay, so you're telling me to follow him? Okay. What's this? Seems somebody removed a plaque from here. I'll need to find it to decipher the meaning of the obelisk. The obelisk is Egyptian, not Roman. Interesting. So... ooh.
Thank you.
Well, he's pretty thoroughly dead.
I am delighted and deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate. Yes, thank you.
Ow, he done did this thing in no favors.
Thank you very much.
He just went back. This dude just went back to doing that.
And now,
Key to Malleolus's villa. I can take that without any consequence.
and now,
Well, since he's distracted, let's take a look around the house.
under my leadership, you will finally.
Produce, a vase. Painted Greek vase depicting some kind of battle. What's this? So, note from Ulpius. This is a guy. Excuse me. Excuse me. Gentleman who just killed himself. Ulpius, who has lost love, may God watch over you. Please know that I held on as long as I could, but without you, my life is meaningless. I only hope we meet again in Gun Eden. Okay. So, sounds like he was in love with Scintilla, and he was also a Christian. A note from Julia. Suicide note, presumably directed at Malleolus. Julia to her captors, Malleolus and Claudia. Curse you to the depths. By the time you read this, I'll already be dead, because death is preferable to another day in debt bonus to you. May vultures peck out your livers in Tartarus for all of eternity. So both of these guys sounds like killed themselves. The only way, I think that Cynthia actually said something about the note that appeared in Scintilla's room. She said she tore the room apart, and we found it just slipped under a pillow. The only way that could have happened is if somebody slipped it in after the fact, I think. Which is interesting, but we'll have to see what that comes of that. Well, he stopped talking, so maybe he noticed we were here. What's this? Sculpture of Ares. Sculpture of Minerva. Okay. Roman goddess of strategy. Whoa! I thought that was the statue there for a sec. Can I enter here? Yeah, I can unlock this. Oh. What are you doing in
I'm
here?
not supposed to be in here.
Can we talk?
Talk? What business could you possibly have with me?
Why are you locked in this room?
My marital affairs are no concern of yours. Thank you very much.
What's your story?
I think a better question is, why am I being interrogated by a stranger who just barged into my villa? I have quite enough marriage trouble already, without having to explain to my husband why I'm receiving strange men in private.
Fair enough. Do you know a way out of here?
Preferably the way you came in, by which I mean, please leave.
Yeesh, you're rude. What do you think about the golden rule?
I think it's about to be broken if you don't hurry up and leave.
Do you know anything about Scintilla's disappearance?
The dainty thing from next door. Of course not. As much as I despise her father, I would never lay a finger on that poor, sweet child.
Fair enough.
Finally!
Okay.
This is outrageous.
It's not the most outrageous thing you'll have heard today. Okay, scales. Malleolus's chest with a boatload of denarius in it. So this is Malleolus's villa. What it sounds like is no matter where we are in the villa, we need to be, or in the city, we need to be ready to make a run for the Shrine of Proserpina. Greek lion statue. Greek statue of a lion. Oh.
Did you just leap into my villa?
His
from
eyes
a
are different
balcony
colors.
100 feet above?
Yeah.
That was either extremely reckless or impressively clever. Well, why have you risked life and limb to see me?
What's your story?
I'm Malleolus, and if it wasn't for this interruption, I'd be practicing my victory speech for the election later today.
What'll you do if you win?
I'm glad you asked. I'll finally restore freedom to this city, just as I've been promising. These good people have suffered long enough under Sentius's tyranny.
How will you do that?
By declaring there's no such thing as the Golden Rule. It's a children's fable exploited by Sentius to frighten us into submission.
Uh,
Wait, Don't tell me you've fallen victim to that monstrous lie.
What makes you sure it's not real?
The person making a claim bears the onus of proving that claim. Can you do that? Can you prove the Golden Rule is real?
I'm pretty sure it's real.
Why? What credible evidence do you have for its existence?
What would it take to prove to you it's real? Notebooks, notes? Or even if I can't prove it, if I'm right, then accepting it will avert disaster. If I'm wrong, then accepting it will make the city a better place. Isn't that a good thing?
Surely you're not one of those people who believes everything you read, as if a lie could be transformed into the truth by the simple act of writing it down?
Okay. Even if I can't prove it's wrong, if I'm right, then accepting it will avert disaster. If I'm wrong, then accepting it will make the city a better place. Isn't that a good thing?
I disagree. I'll be guided by what is best for the city's people, and that means giving them the freedom to do as they wish.
I can see nothing I say is going to convince you.
True, but that is simply because you are mistaken.
Said every politician ever. Do you know a way out of here?
I'm afraid not. We're stuck down here together, for better or worse. We're all going to have to make the best of it.
What do you think of the Golden Rule?
You mean the children's fable, exploited by Sentius to scare us all into doing what he wants?
Do you know anything about Scintilla's disappearance?
Of course not. But as I always say, if Sentius can't protect his daughter, how can we trust him to protect this city?
What aren't you telling me?
Look, if you're trying to find her, you may wish to check the cisterns beneath this villa. Domitius says he saw a body there some weeks back. Of course, just to be clear, I take no responsibility for what happens to you down there.
Fair enough. See ya.
I trust you can see yourself out.
Yeah.
Through the door this time. There's a key just beside it.
Thank you. One aspiring politician after another. Unlock the door and let's get out of here. What's this? Creeper vines. These might be climbable if only they could support my weight. Those are the butterflies, so there's something to do with the voice. With that. I'm guessing this is Domitius. Who are you? Got injuries.
What were you two talking about?
Sorry, what?
Don't play dumb. I saw you. Having a shady little chat with old man Sentius up on his balcony. What's he offering you? Money? Favours? What's your vote worth to him?
Wasn't trying to buy my vote.
What? You're throwing your lot in with him for free then? That's even worse. Mark my words, Malleolus is going to be magistrate by the end of the day. And if I tell him you sided with that feeble old has-been, that you've been trying to undermine his hard-won victory, you'll have picked the wrong patron. Got it?
That's rude. I don't care about the election.
Good. Then stay out of it. Nobody likes Caput Murday foreigners interfering in an election.
That's true. Fine. Mind if I ask some questions?
Can't hurt.
What's your story?
The name's Domitius. You want to get to Malleolus, you go through me.
Why are you dressed like a gladiator?
Why? Because I am a gladiator. That's why.
Fair enough. Do you know a way out of here?
When Malleolus wins the election, yeah, this place will change. You won't even want to leave. You'll see.
Fair enough. What do you think about the Golden Rule?
I think it's gone on long enough, and Malleolus is going to put an end to it once he's elected.
Hopefully he's not wrong. How's he going to do that?
He's going to announce it in his victory speech. Just you wait and see.
Can I help in some way?
We've already lined up the votes he needs to win. Just stay out of our way, and we won't have a problem.
Who are you going to vote for?
Malleolus, of course. If old man Sentius can't even protect his own daughter, How can we trust him to protect us?
Talking points much. Do you know anything about Scintilla's disappearance?
Listen, I don't abduct women. They come to me. And they keep coming back. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, subtle, but I think I know what you mean.
Whatever. Just remember, I'll be watching.
That's great, buddy. I don't really care, but it's great. That must be the cistern. But if he's talking about danger down there, we better at least wait until we get a weapon. Anything in here worth investigating? This looks like a villa or something. I know, you're turned to gold. It's really bad, dude. Whose room is this? Actually, this is Octavia. She's got a note to Octavia. Directions to a secret shrine. Enter the caves behind the theater, then turn right at the first fork and the second. Okay. So there's a hidden shrine in the cave somewhere. Kitchen. But nothing, no one in. Oh wait, let's check upstairs. A lot of frescoes up here. Nothing there though. Oh, what's that? Coin pouch is literally just sitting there. That's not begging to be stolen at all. Totally not. Who's this now?
A new face. Ave, and may Vesta watch over you. I'm Equitia. To what do I owe the pleasure of this visit?
What's your story? Okay, surprise.
Oh my. I take it people are quite direct where you're from. I suppose it's quite charming in its own way. Usually, however, you wouldn't simply march up to a Vestal priestess and without due formality or courtesy ask, "What is your story?"
Sorry, what should I have done?
The proper approach would be to arrange an introduction through a mutual acquaintance in high office, by which time you would already know how to address me. And then you would find a way to satisfy your curiosity rather more indirectly. But to be honest, I've often thought what an unnecessarily formal way to communicate that is. So, let's do it your way. You just keep being yourself and ask whatever you like. It'll be a refreshing change.
Indeed. How did you end up here?
You know, I'm not entirely sure. But what about you? How did you end up here?
A young woman named Karen dragged me out of a river unconscious and sent me in here.
Karen, you say? And nothing about that name seemed odd to you?
It's an older name, but it's not uncommon where I'm from.
Older. I see. I wonder if... No.
What are you going to say?
I apologize. I don't mean to be cryptic. It's just that you've got me thinking. Have you spoken with any of the others about how they arrived here too? I really think you should. Go around and ask them what they remember and see if you notice any patterns.
I'll do that, but I've already noticed
Good.
some patterns.
Thank you. But please be careful. I just don't want to see what happened to Livia happen to you too.
What happened to... May have already noticed a pattern.
You have? Then what is it?
Some people mentioned a river.
Yes. I understand many of our friends were carried here by a river current. What else?
That's all I noticed so far.
There are definitely some common threads there. But I think we'll need at least a few to ensure we're not just seeing coincidences.
That's true enough.
Asking people how they wound up here. I don't want us to rush to any conclusions yet. Livia's fate weighs heavily on my mind and dictates we should be sure. Yes, you should ask the others first.
Okay. Do you know a way out of here?
I don't, I'm afraid. It seems to me we're exiled here until the gods judge us, one way or another.
Yeah? What do you think about the Golden Rule?
I'm quite sure it's the work of the gods, which is strange because they've never been particularly concerned with our misdeeds, as long as we've kept the peace of the gods. We asked for
Fair enough.
blessings, for good health, bountiful harvest, military victory, and in return, we offer praise, wine, incense, or animals. But here, it seems they require much more of us. I find myself reminded of an especially pertinent tale from our great poet Ovid in his epic Metamorphoses. Would you like to hear it? It is rather long.
Can't be more long-winded than me. Why not? I have time.
Wonderful. It goes like this. Baucis and Philemon were an old married couple living a humble life in a small town.
Okay.
One night, the town gets a visit from a couple of vagrants.
This is
They
familiar.
go from door to door, asking for a place to stay the night. Of course, being vagrants, they're turned away sharply from house after house, 1,000 in all, until finally they come to the little cottage where Baucis and Philemon lived. Now the kind old couple had very little to offer, but nevertheless, they invite these strangers into their house and offer them food, wine, and a place to stay. Immediately the guests make themselves at home.
I've heard the Greek version of
They begin
this
gulping down
myth.
the old couple's wine, so much so that Baucis, the old lady, begins to worry they're going to run out. And then she notices something strange. Her wine pitcher keeps refilling itself, as if by magic, realizing only a select few possess such powers. Says to her husband, Philemon, "I think these men are gods in disguise." Immediately the couple begins apologizing for offering such coarse wine, and the vagrants metamorphosize and reveal themselves to be Jupiter, the king of the gods, and Mercury, the trickster god. They confide they didn't mind the meager offerings. They were just pleased that someone in the town offered them hospitality. Then Jupiter says to them, "You have passed our test, but everyone else in this city failed, so we are going to destroy this place and everyone in it, except you, who we will grant a wish." So old Baucis and Philemon escape up into the mountains safely, and they receive their wish, which is for eternity together. Meanwhile, Jupiter carries through with his threat and wipes that city off the map. Some say the moral of that story is that we must all honor the sacred rituals of guest friendship, the reciprocal obligations owed between hosts and guests. But I like to think it's that we should always show compassion for those less fortunate than ourselves.
Or perhaps it's that the gods might kill you at any moment for failing their tests, and they don't even have to tell you what the rules are.
A cynic philosopher might take that view, but it's not entirely invalid, I suppose.
What's the status of the election?
It must be completed by dusk, just the same as any other official business. It'll
Okay.
be between Sentius, the incumbent, and Malleolus, the challenger. Why do you ask?
Who's allowed to vote?
All of the male citizens who are willing and able to attend, unless they're running, of course.
Women can't vote? Can I vote then?
Well, you're not a citizen yet, so no, I'm afraid not. But if it's any consolation, there are other ways to influence the outcome of an election.
True. Such as?
By using whatever gifts the gods gave you. Nothing untoward, of course.
What's your role in the election?
I'm responsible for announcing it and making sure the procedures are followed.
Can I nominate another candidate?
You can, assuming they're eligible and willing to accept the nomination.
Okay. Sorry about something else.
Certainly.
Alright.
Come back to me once you've acquainted yourself with the rest of our name.
I cut off. Looks like it's getting pretty late in the evening. Let's run up here, I guess. What's over here? What's that? Bottle? Garum, a fermented fish sauce used as a condiment, gives off a faint salty aroma. Fish sauce, huh? What's this? There's that. That's a different mural. Huh. This must be that old palace that she was talking about. Fountain producing fresh water, but where could the water be coming from? Well, that means there's got to be a cistern here somewhere, buddy. Bookworm pouch in the bucket. Looks like the owner dropped it while fetching water and tragically never picked it up again. I'm working on it. I take it that's you whispering. I'm working on it. Okay, so this is that old palace she was talking about. Gotta be. Okay, anything over here? Doesn't look like it. There's more frickin' statues. A chest here. Let's seek a bow. Okay, that makes sense with the arrows. Obtain a bow. Okay, you're stuck there. What's this? Here's something. I'm locking myself in. Don't try to follow me. Nothing good will come of it. Navia. Something knocking on the door. Okay, we got a courtyard here. Ooh. More denarius. Very good. And I think that just leads up to, yeah, that just leads up to there, so. I guess let's run down here. Nothing really behind this building. Overturned bucket. Alleyway I can't fit into. Don't see anything down here. What's this? Communal public toilets. These holes must be designed for use with a sponge on a stick. Sponge stick. A small stick with a sponge attached. This must be used what the Romans used instead of toilet paper. It appears to be for communal use. Better put this back immediately. Okay, yeah, no. Sponge on a stick and you rinse it off in the bucket. That's nice. Oh, dude, what a place to go, man. Just remember, they're always watching. Theophilus had an orgy with 4 girls here and disappointed all of them equally. Ouch, again. What's there? Whoever defecated here needs to see a doctor. Glad to see that the bathroom graffiti hasn't changed much. Okay. Okay, what's this? Virgil. Accusatory note. What's this? A note insinuating that Virgil is a sinner. Virgil, they may not see you yet, but I want you to know I see you. Accusatory note. A sinner. Sinner. Someone's not very happy with Virgil. Peccator. Sinner. Okay. Where is everyone? She's still here. Georgius. Okay. Nothing there. He's not here. Silphium resin. I can steal it, but I bet you that'd break the golden rule, so let's put it down for right now. Who's this one? Loaf of bread. Circular loaf designed to be pulled apart into wedges. Appears to be freely available to anyone who wants it. Okay, let's grab some bread here. Whole bunch of bread. Excuse me. Roman recipe for bread. Simple recipe for baking bread. That's cool. Not going to read all that. You guys can just freeze frame it if you want to. Mill. Stone mill. Looks like flour and grain are poured in from above and ground between the stones as the handles are rotated. Yeah. That's how mills used to be done. Dude, you freak me out. Okay, this is whose shop? That's fantastic. Decius. Okay, that's locked too. Oh, who's that? What are you doing, lady? I'll leave you be. Dooley's note. A note from Dooley protesting his innocence. I did not do it. Dooley.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
Hi. What's your story?
My name's Dooley. I live here now because I got in trouble and they said they had to lock me up.
What did you do?
I don't know. I don't remember things so good. I think it's just because I was looking for treasure.
Oh. Did somebody think you were going to steal?
Yes. But I wasn't. I was just looking.
Is that all?
They said I did it more than once. But I can't remember things so good. Then they called me mean names. They called me a liar, Billy.
Oh, a liability?
Yes. They said I have to live here now, and gave me this letter. But I'm not good with words. Do you think you could read it for me?
Sure. Hand it over, bud. Magistrate Sentius explains Dooley was locked up to prevent him from trespassing.
What does it say?
Says they caught you trespassing several times and they locked you up to stop you breaking the golden rule.
My treasure!
What treasure?
My friend Hannibal used to look after me. And he said he always would. But then, he died. It was very sad. He said, if anything ever happened to him, I had to find something very precious hidden away.
Okay.
He gave me this key and made me promise to keep it safe until I found the treasure. But I couldn't find it. All I remember is he said something about the cisterns. But when I went up to the high one, they put me in here. Now nobody looks after me. Except my friend Galerius. And the priestess lady. She's a nice lady.
Yeah. What if you give me the key? I can try to find out what it unlocks.
Hannibal said I shouldn't give it to anyone I didn't trust. But maybe you could help me get out of here. Then I would trust you a lot.
Alright. Let me talk to the magistrate about getting you out of here.
Galerius already tried that. He said the magistrate wouldn't listen, no matter what.
No. Maybe it's time we had a new magistrate.
Like Galerius? He's nice. I like Galerius. He made me a doll and everything.
Yeah.
If you help make him magistrate, he can get me out of here, and I can give you the key to my treasure. Hannibal said it was in the cisterns. I can't remember what it was, just that it was way up high and very precious.
Fair enough. I'll see what I can do. You know a way out of here?
You're going to let me out of here? Really?
That's not what I said. I asked if you know a way out.
Oh. Please. I hate it here. It makes me very sad.
Poor guy. Never mind. What do you think about the golden rule?
Gold? You mean treasure?
Never mind.
Bye-bye.
He's not all there mentally. Oh. What's this? Oh, the election must be happening.
And now, I make this solemn promise to you, good citizens. Under my leadership, you will finally enjoy the freedom you deserve. No more shall you walk on eggshells, fearing simply to live and breathe, because the tyrant Sentius told you it was forbidden. For my first act as magistrate, I hereby announce a day of celebration to mark the end of an era. The myth of the Golden Rule is no more.
The Golden Rule is real, you idiot.
There's a
For
chest
his
up there.
attempt to deceive us all, Sentience
There's
is
vines.
hereby found guilty of treason against the Empire.
What? I have committed no crimes. This is madness.
His sentence: to fight
That's
for his
Theseus.
life in gladiatorial combat against
Georgius.
Domitius. Here and now for your entertainment.
Must be Virgil.
You have no idea what you're doing. You're going to get us all killed.
Wait, I exercise my right as a Vestal priestess to pardon him. I will not allow you to do this.
You're showing your true colors now, priestess. Your corruption sickens me. Domitius, ignore her. Proceed.
This is insanity. You'll doom us all.
Lies! It is time the Golden Rule was exposed to what it is. A children's fable, exploited by a treacherous
You
leader
hitting
to
me, dude.
instill fear in all of us.
This is why he's in his gladiator gear. They've been planning this all along.
Shut up, all of you. The magistrate has spoken. I'm going to enjoy killing you, old man.
Uh-oh. Oh boy.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Get out of here. Those statues are coming to life, I think. Oh yeah, their eyes are glowing. Nope. I'm trying, but you just turned me around, dude. That ain't cool. Okay, come on, dude. What's up? Whoa! He didn't have anything on him. Okay. Oh, no. He's going back. That was close. Okay. So what, is the day over? Went through the tunnel again, so... yeah. Wow. Alright. So we are back in time again. But that is where we're going to leave it for today, guys. So thank you everybody for joining me for today's episode. We're going to have to figure out how to best use... time travel's tricky. You don't want to use it if you don't have to. So we need to figure out how to use our time best before we run out of it. So, thank you everybody for joining me for today's episode. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below of this new series, this game. And let me, if you played this before, let me know how I'm doing. But thank you everybody for joining me for today's episode, and I will see you guys in the next video. See ya!